Good morning. Today is the 21st of January 2025 and I'm going to go over my trading plan for today and what's on watch. Before we start, let's look to see what news could move the market, and there's not a great deal. Nothing today. Obviously yesterday was inauguration day and I think the futures market was open, but the main market was closed and there was I wasn't trading at all. In fact, I took some time off to go hiking and did a nice day hike on Sunday and a nice night hike last night. So let's get down to some levels for today. On my screen we're currently looking at the 1 hour daily chart for the S&P 500 E-mini futures. So Friday, Tuesday, oh no, looks like the market wasn't open yesterday. Friday, okay, I'm sure on the hourly it probably went into the post market, I think. So there's definitely no opening. Level wise, all I can see is the top of this pivot here, and that's around 6100 for the rejection. This is a daily area, don't forget, not a hourly, which I'll go into the hourly in a second. Let's just open up my tool. And we've been holding this trend line for the last few weeks, since beginning December. Broke out, came back, retested it on that little red candle and then pushed up. So we're looking pretty bullish right now. However, we do have decline in volume on an increase in price. So there's a bit of a divergence there on the daily. So let's keep an eye on where we are. We had quite low volume on Friday. And we had a bottom tail candle as well. Could show that there's potential weakness, but there was low volume. So let's go down to the hourly and see if there's any levels. So the only levels I can see on the hourly really is the rejection, where we rejected it last time. We kind of got there on, when was that? That's what confused me. I looked at Monday. Okay, so that's the Asian market. I think it opened and then it closed and reopened again Monday night. Okay, so there was a little bit of trading on the futures yesterday. I thought I saw something earlier. So not a big fan, but we can watch this area for rejection. 60.69 to 60.80. There's not much volume up there. You can see that from the volume profile to the left. We do have a previous pivot there, and we got up to that area and we rejected it. So it is a key area. It is an area. I wouldn't say a key area, but an area on watch. And we've been holding this pivot as well. You can see there is volume here as well. And we've been holding it, lost it for a bit, and then we regained it again today. So when was that sold off? That was last night, so when the futures market opened. Okay, so well, I'm going to tread carefully today. I'm going to take it a little bit easier, but I'm going to look for trend continuation. If we break the pre-market high, come back and retest. Look for the long. Hard to go short when we're in this uptrend, but I think we just pointed out in the daily we have got a decline in volume, but we've got to go with the trend. Let's find a pullback. If we get back down into this Friday's low, pre-market low, we can watch that area for a bounce as well. We've got the 20 moving average, no sorry, the 50 moving average sweeping up as well. Otherwise, if we lose pre-market low, look for the break and retest short into this point of control area, where we can watch for a potential bounce in this 6,000 region. 6,000 is a key number. You can see it was key last night as well when we sold off. Came into that area, bounced off this trend line as well. Look at that for a bounce and back up. So 6,000 is on watch as well, down to 59.90, that area there. And that's it. Really simple. Trend continuation is the main watch. Otherwise, look for a bounce or a break and retest, and then a bounce at 6,000. SPY is coming into this area of supply, so let's watch it poke into that area and come back out again and look for an entry, maybe a lower high. So let's keep an eye on 601 to 602 rejection. Watch it also. It's hard to do a break and retest of pre-market high because we're so close to that area. But we can watch it for trend continuation because we've got to go with a trend. You can see we're in this uptrend. Otherwise, let's look for the break and retest short of pre-market low to break this uptrend and then watch for the bounce. There's not many good bounces there. The only bounce there we can see is this 592. Just zoom out a bit. See what we've got. I've got this big area up here on watch. Lots of volume there, considering there's only this much of the charts in focus. We've got point of controllers up here, so that is a key area to watch. 608 for the rejection. Otherwise, we've got these pivots here, bottoms of those pivots, tops of these pivots, so we can keep an eye on this zone we just talked about as well for rejection. Otherwise, really need to go with trend continuation, some sort of break and retest. And then if I'm looking for a bounce, yeah, this 590 is the only place I like for the bounce. Not a big fan of that area, that's now gone, but I'm going to remove, where's that trend line come from? And get rid of that. Yeah, it's quite a big area until we get down to this bounce. Let's mark this up. So 591 to 592 for the bounce. Next up is SPX. Just putting in this bit of a flag pattern. We can probably draw the trend line like this. And we've broken out of that pattern and we're going to come back, retest. So 6,000 is a key number. Happens to be the opening range eye from Friday. So let's keep an eye on a break and retest of 6,000, and that will hopefully help our break and retest of SPY in the S. Otherwise, we've got this area confluence for bounce, and then nothing really until we get back down into this region. Let's just add another level. Actually getting closer. I'm looking at this area here for potential hiccup area, rejection, only because it's an area of confluence, bottoms of candles there, tops of pivots there, and bottoms of pivots over here. So keep an eye on 60.41, and then we've got this area here, 60.68 for a potential rejection. That's that pivot. In fact, we can watch this entire zone. So this entire zone is on watch up to 6100. That's all-time highs as well, I believe. Yeah. NQ. You can see this, we can now call it a bear flag. Big move up, selling off for a bit, and then broke out. First signs of a breakout was this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and then a break, a retest of that neckline there, and then we broke out. We came back and retested that trend line, re-extended that trend line down. That's close to a retest. And we've got the point of control in that area as well, so it's a big area for a bounce. So let's look for trend continuation on NASDAQ. 21,740 break and retest long. Overhead, we've got a little bit of volume there on the volume profile, so we could see a little bit of a hiccup if we get into this 21,778. And then our next rejection point will be this area here. The reason I like that is because it tops of these pivots, bottoms of that pivot, bottoms, tops. So that's 21,900, 21,68 for the rejection. QQQ. Let's draw the trend line in. Everything's doing the same by the looks of it. So we've got this trend line here. Draw something similar like that. You can clearly see that holding this channel and then changing of, notice the breakout. Let's watch for the retest back down at Friday's low, 518.92, 519 for the bounce. Otherwise, we're coming into this rejection area right now. It's an area of confluence, so 525. Just keep an eye on that. Next area, major area, will be this area 530. Keep an eye on that area. It's a bit of confluence, 528. Bottoms of those candles, tops of those candles, tops and bottoms candles there, but there's not a great deal of volume here. The bigger volume spikes further up at that level we've got already marked out. Crude oil, it's definitely not breaking out, more like breaking down. This is our downtrend. Oh, let's draw the line instead. This is our downtrend. We broke this level, came back up and retested it. It's a great short there, $77. I'm think I had a level at 77.46. So I was in that region, not too far out. And now we can look for a retest now of yesterday's low into this low. I like this area because we've got a bit of a volume shelf, and that's 76.33, 76.50 into pre-market high. That area. If we come into that area and can't break through, let's look for a rejection. Otherwise, we want to look for a change of trend. The reason I like to change of trend, look at the volume, reducing price. So we are running out of steam on the bear direction. So let's look for a break and retest long. Unless we go conceal for a bit, go sideways for a bit, then and we see volume, low volume, then potentially we could be just setting up for another move back down. Gold, again, like all the others, is putting in this, you could call it a bear flag, you could even call it a head and shoulders pattern there, neckline. We did break it, came back out, rejected it, nice little scalp, but then we came back in, so it's not really a valid pattern now, and we're holding that level. But we are putting in this trend. So we can look for the break and retest of pre-market high into 270.43, 27.43 for the bounce, and that'll be breaking out. We are putting in that kind of pattern. You could probably extend that all the way down to here as well. Up, down. So we are looking for some sort of movement soon. Potentially breakout of pre-market high long, or rejection of pre-market, break and retest of pre-market low short. And that's it, no real levels. Unless we get back down here, we can watch for a bounce. We could potentially watch for a bounce off of Friday's low, the trend line as well. RTY. Yeah, not doing a great deal. We've got this trend line here. We've got this area confluence here as well. We're holding it. You know, we've been breaking, getting narrower and narrower and narrower. So let's watch for the break and retest of pre-market low, 22.95, or break and retest of pre-market high, 23.11, 23.12 long. Otherwise, the next area for rejection is this region here, 23.800. Last time we was there, massive big reaction down to that. Volume, a little bit of a volume spike to the left. So just keep an eye on this region here for rejection. And just keep an eye on break and retest of Friday's high into that area for potential target. There's one area to keep an eye on, tops of these pivots, bottoms of these pivots, and we've yet to come back to retest at 23.40. And then YM, which is the Dow Jones. We're in this area of confluence right now. We've got this volume spike, this volume shelf just there. So we could, we could watch for a potential rejection into that area. Maybe as high as that area there, 44.200, up into there. Watch it for rejection, break this trend line as well, and then maybe look for a target at any of these levels marked off. Otherwise, trend continuation, break and retest of 4400, psychological number, big round number. So we like round numbers. So keep an eye on that. It's not as good as 50,000 or 40,000, but it's a round number, psychological number. If you were a buyer and you phoned up your hedge fund manager to look, I want to get in on the Dow Jones, and you're looking at the market, you're going to say, I want to get in if we break out over 44,000, rather than say, I want to get in if we break out over 43,879. So that's why I like round numbers. So look for the break and retest of that area. And then finally, Bitcoin. Did it put in new all-time highs? 109. Oh, what are we looking at? New all-time high, 109,358 and a penny. So let's keep an eye on this region for potential rejection. We've got a bit of a volume shelf up there. So anybody who jumping on the bandwagon up here, who are going long and actually holding the bag right now, maybe regretting their decision. So if we get back up into that area, we may see a few people selling, you know, just happy to break even, knowing that, realizing that it's been this massive big run for some time. I missed the bounce at 100,000. So I said last week, if we get back down to 100,000, I might look to add a little bit. Oh, that's a bit big. Add a little bit more. Where is it? 100,000 here. Here we go. So when we come back down into that area, I was looking to add, because we might see it continue up. I might still add a little bit. I'll see where the market ends today. Otherwise, I might look for an add down here. Otherwise, I'm really waiting for it to come back down into the 72,000 area. So levels on watch today is yesterday's low, pre-market low, that area there for a bounce. It's a bit of a messy chart, but we can go and look at it on the daily. Double top will be a double top if this big ugly topping tail candle doesn't get broken. Otherwise, we can look for the break and retest of that area there, back down, and that area is 100,000 as well. So look for the break and retest short of 100,000. We can also watch that area for a bounce as well, and then watch for the bounce down at 92 again, and that's it. Okay, let's quickly flick over to the order flow on ES and see whether there's anything else setting up. Nope. To me, it's doing what you should. We had cumulative delta was declining whilst price was declining. Not quite as rapidly, but it was. And it's in the negatives. I think, no, it's not, it's in the positives at the moment. And then 7 AM, price started increasing. Cumulative delta, we had a big aggressive buying come in. And then price went sideways. I know we just see a bit of a sell-off on cumulative delta there. And now we're kind of in sync with each other. Nothing really unusual to look at. There's no aligned point of controls on the 30-minute. Nothing really on the 5, and nothing really on the 10 range. And obviously, if you want a reminder of the news, there's not much news coming today, all low probability news. And this area here just reminds you of where the big orders are as well. You can see big orders on the screen by looking at these red lines there and there. The thicker the line, the bigger the order, and you'll see the thick lines will be shown here with a little asterisk as well. So anything over 400 orders is a big order. Anything under 400 is still a large order, but these are very large orders. And you can see these are way out anyway, 60.72. So if I scroll this down to 60.72, you can see the big thick line. So that's what it'll look like. So you can see 72 is a potential rejection area. So if I go back to ES on my main screen, what's at 72? 60.72 is that spike there, this area here. So basically there's a big order, big limit order sitting up there right now, but this is pre-market. They may just vanish when the market opens. Okay, that's it. We've got 8 minutes before the market opens. I'm going to only trade if one of these levels come through. I'm not going to trade for the sake of it. I'd rather err on the side of caution and just go for the A+ setups. Okay, I do appreciate you watching. Leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribing. You get notified when I start the next videos. I'm going to do some non-live videos as well, just going through how I find my levels and how I find my supply and demand zones. So if you do like that, or any other suggestions, just leave me a comment. Okay, thank you, trade safe, and I will be back live tomorrow. And I will be on and off of the live stream on the other channel. This is the stream what looks like this. So if any questions or anything, just leave them in there. Okay.